with Tamara Leonard from the United People's Party.
Yes.
So just tell me about yourself, who you are, where you're from, all about your background.
Okay, well, first of all, thanks for having me. My name is Tamara Leonard. As we know, I'm the number 12 candidate on the United People's Party slate. Tamara is just Tamara. I'm from St. Peter's. I'm born to Esther Halley and Regina Leonard. We come from a very big family, come from a working family. What else about me? I was educated from preschool straight to secondary school right here in Saman. Graduated from the Sundial High School. And then I worked for a couple of years, and then eventually my dad forced me to go to college. And my college experience is in Florida. I have degrees from the Miami-Dade. At the time it was a community college, and then also from the DeVere University.
What did you study?
Network marketing and network and communication management, and I have a second degree in project management with a minor in human resource. After my college experience, we came back home and I opened my own business. Eventually I was forced to go back into the private sector for lack of preparation. So I had some lessons to learn as far as that goes. After that, I prepared myself properly, came back into the private sector on my own. I worked for a couple of years, built myself, proved that I could carry my personal, and then my father finally trusted me and my sister and I to take over, retire him and take over the family business.
So what got you into politics now?
I've always had a craving, a niche for politics. As a child growing up, and I've said this story so many times, as a child growing up, I remember we used to go with my grandmother to the administration building to see when the elections were over, and I always envisioned myself up there on that same porch, you know, as doing the victory chant. Secondly, upon leaving to go off to college, it's one thing I knew for a fact was that I was coming back home. There's a love that I have for my country that I've always had for St. Maarten, and being a part of its development and the sustainable growth is something that I've always wanted. So I knew that someday, with the proper preparation, I would run.
What have you been doing to prepare yourself for a position as such if you left it?
Okay, well, because my experience was basically in the private sector, be it working for people and then working for myself, over the years, from the time I came home from college, I've managed to always involve myself in a type of business that would contribute to the growth of the country. So, for example, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the St. Maarten Super Hose. It's a customer service tourism training certification, and what that does is it basically trains everyone within the hospitality sector to understand and appreciate what drives our economy and what it's going to take to keep that life flowing. Outside of that, I prepared myself through participation within the Chamber of Commerce so that I can get an idea more or less of a semi-public office, to learn and understand more about our system, more about our economic activity and what roles we play in the region as it pertains to business in the private sector. I've also been taking classes for the last 3 years, you know, to understand a little more of our kingdom affiliation and where we are as a country within the kingdom. I've also made sure I've been learning, studying our constitution and trying to understand more of our rights as a people in a country, you know, where we stand.
I have a question for you. Going back to your campaign and being prepared, yes, it seems like you are truly prepared in almost every sense. I've been noticing all your paraphernalia. Explain to the people, what does the Bush tea mean? What is that?
Okay, when we were kids growing up, anything happened to you, anything, and you're sick, our parents would go to the backyard or the front of the yard. For us, it was right by the steps as you walk up the stairs, and there was different herbs, different teas that you could pick. You dry it. Soursop was popular as well. You dry it, and it made you feel better once you drank it. You know, that's what our parents taught us. So what I know as a child and what most people should know about bush tea is that bush tea is a cleansing remedy. It's a healing remedy for the body. And I believe that our country have the government is in need of a healing remedy. We need somebody in our parliament that is going to teach the people everything that's happening in there. I do not believe that when the blow up happens is when our people need to be informed. I believe that our people need to know the happenings and what's happening in government more, or in parliament more than anything. And besides that, I believe that our people need to understand more of the Constitution, know and understand why certain things are being done. I think there is a need for a healing remedy, a change of thought pattern of our parliamentary system, period. I mean, our people, our parliamentarians get in the parliament and get on the floor, and it's almost like a stage. It's a you did this and a who ain't do what, and go back in history and who do what, who entitled to what. You know, I mean, we are not, they don't even necessarily use all the proper terms. And if you by accident use the proper term, by the next morning t-shirts are made with the proper parliamentary procedure, and I think that that's a problem. I think that we have to now change the quality of politician that we put in our parliament. The next half of the remedy is we have to find a way to cleanse our people's minds. Our people have to step up their game. Our people have to regain the confidence of the government, because our people are 100% reliant on government. They depend on government for everything. And I believe that we as a business people, we as citizens of a country, we too have a responsibility to uphold, and we need to be held accountable for our actions. You know, there are things that we too need to make different decisions about that can position us for a more stable and healthier lifestyle. And so there's a need for a healing remedy within our country and our people thought pattern as well. And that's where Bush come from, to finish answer your last question. And I'm Tamara, and I'm from the Bush. I'm from St. Peter's. St. Peter's now is a little concrete jungle, but before all of the concrete, it was nothing but kosher trees, palm syrup trees, kinep trees. It was pure bush. And so bush tea is what I believe is going to be the beginning of a healing remedy for the whole country, both on a government level and for our people.
I also saw a pink ribbon on your poster.
Okay, there is an emotional attachment to that pink ribbon that's on my paraphernalia, and it's about respect. It's about respect and owning up to my irresponsibility. I acknowledge the fact that I was irresponsible in not checking my breast, but it is not an easy battle that I am fighting. It is one that the situation is there, and I'm going to deal with it, and I'm encouraging all women to check their breasts. That pink ribbon is just a matter of respect, but breast cancer will not get the trophies for my hard work. It's me who worked for it. She just come here less than 2 months. I've done 1 round of chemo. On Wednesday, I go back to get my 2nd round of chemo. You really think after everything that I have been in campaign mode since Team St. Maarten, April 2012.
Have you consulted with your physician, and did they say?
Oh, I'm going to tell you this. I'm no use to myself or you or the country dead.
Exactly.
Okay, so upon finding out, and a couple nights ago in one of the public meetings, I actually appreciated the fact that Frankie basically stripped me bare and told my story. I'm happy that he did, because it's something that I would have never done, but it's something that I am happy he did, because sadly we are in a society that people actually said, first they said that I lied and that I did not have the encounter, and you know, I mean, there was so much stories around that, and those are things that hurt. You understand? But you got to know, you got to pick your battles and decide who you're going to fight. And there's a king in me. There's a king in me, and I only am going to address the kings in everybody else. So I can't be picking with chickens on foolishness at this stage of the game of life, period. But we asked Frankie and Brenda and Kelvin and my sister asked the doctors all the questions they was asked, because I had nothing to ask the doctors. I encountered this situation came up. I went to sleep to remove a benign tumor, woke back up and saw an oncologist standing over me, asked him, why are you here? Because I might have been a little groggy, although I told him I'm not groggy. I know what an oncologist does, you understand? And with that, the first thing in my mind, I went, oh joy, this is going to be another battle that we're going to carry. It didn't come in my mind that, oh God, this is one that's going to kill me. I know the God that I serve and bring me this far to let me go now. He want me to take responsibility for my irresponsibility, and he want me to inform the world. And he want me to be strong. You understand? And I am going to do what I've been called to do. Death is far from me. And again, the one question, to answer your question, Astrid, the one question that I asked the physician and the oncologist and the radiologist in that consultation after my surgery was if I can still run for for election. And to be honest with you, it's the only thing that would kill me, because I've worked my whole life for this. You know, I love this country, I love my family, I got to make my parents proud. They are hard-working people. And so, I will say it again, cancer is not getting the front line. I don't want a soul to vote for me because she got cancer. I want you to vote for me because I have passion and love for this country, and I tell you what I have and I'm bringing to the table, and that's why I want you to vote for me, because you believe in that which I am standing for or not. All I want people to identify with the pink ribbon on my thing is that I want women to go out and check your breast. Save yourself the drama.
So why the party?
Nobody wants to be on a train that's going nowhere. We have some very intelligent and some very creative people across the board, straight across the board. But when you think progress, and when you think doing what they say they are going to do, and when you think about the fact that he have had the opportunity to prove himself, and he has proved himself, he has delivered on his word. I mean, line them all up. Which person do you think of when you think progress? Who do you think of? Only Teo, I just think of.
Define progress. No, we could look at buildings. There you go. You see, it's visible what he's doing.
Okay.
Now what about social welfare, labor?
And I'm going to tell you this. I think one of the things is with a team, and he is a team player. But the sad thing is, you can't carry everything yourself. I believe what you need to make a whole success is a leader that has a vision and the ability to get things done, even if it's infrastructure and in buildings and harbor and a boardwalk and a bridge and a festival village and an airport. I mean, okay, we need those things. And what we need after that, and this is our second round in the practice, but our first parliamentary election. What you need is a team that understands the vision and can complement the vision. Because what I think is an issue in most of the ills within the operational part of our country's functioning is management. I think that at this stage we need to focus on laws that will allow the parliament to hold the ministry responsible, you know, and by the parliament holding ministry responsible to making sure that the laws are enforced and everything is in place that we hold them accountable for, then they can hold their management system more accountable, that we can have you can get the proper return on, be it the investment, following the rules, making sure that socially everyone is taken care of, taken into consideration, and to make sure that structurally your traffic system, everything falls into place once you have a whole team. You know, it has to be, you know, you have a head and you have people that's contributing to executing and making sure that the life of that, because you can build what you want. I mean, we can have a state-of-the-art hospital when that comes, because you know it will come, right? You realize that?
Yeah.
Okay, but if you have that and you don't have the people to manage it properly, and we don't expose our students to go in and studying, to come back and contribute to every aspect of that hospital, be it technical, be it maintenance, be it doctors, be it operating the machinery, you know, if we don't have that, then it's still a waste. But again, I mean, if you put it there and you got a team that is responsible to making sure that they put laws in place that it's going to be efficient, and they hold ministry accountable and ministry hold management accountable, it should get somewhere.
So,
okay, so quick question, the compliance then, because that seems to be a really big issue as we're talking about certain things in place and so forth. It works well for new things, like for instance, hey, if the hospital comes or whatever, putting new things in place and new people and so forth. But what about the people who are already there in certain government jobs? Just say, for instance, just say for instance, receiver's office, census, and all these ways that like take forever and eternity to get something. Do you think compliance is also an issue there?
What I would like to, it comes back to the same management. It's managing. It's ministry appointing or hiring people that you see what happens in this situation. Here's the problem in management. The ministers have the power to place who they want where. But we need to fix laws that is going to force our people. I think we're in a situation where we got to force our people to be honest, because what you have is people positioning people based on loyalty. Because you back me and because you support me throughout my campaign, and I know you got my back, I need eyes and ears in the education department, so I will place you at the top, and you're going to make sure whether you know the job or not, you are going to be placed there so that you can have my back. Listen, everything is political. We a campaign outside. I think it should be a campaign outside and it's political level. When we go into government, we're supposed to be a team. We need to appoint people based on their ability.
So, every party right now is currently fighting for no coalition. Do you think it's a good system? What about checks and balances? Because now you have full leadership. There's nobody to tell you, okay, this idea isn't good. Because I'm sure everyone wants to look, cohesive in government. We have this idea, we execute. So how do you think?
I think that we are in a crucial time in our country, and I believe that we have been given the opportunity. The people has given us the opportunity to form coalitions in the past, and in this specific structure, the first opportunity that we had to form government and execute anything, it was in 3 coalitions, not 1. It didn't work the first one, it didn't work the second one, and the last one only holding on because the election was that close. I don't like the idea of having all the power. I've never liked that idea. I have several businesses, and I don't have all the power in my businesses. I think you need to have a balance, But unfortunately, based on what we were exposed to in the last 4 years, we are at a crucial stage now where we need one government. Because our politicians are not mature enough. Maybe in a couple of years to come with some other younger folks, more open-minded and less vindictive, you understand, you're going to be able to work with that. But in this situation right here, we need one government. And we need a government that is going to put the laws in place to position our people. Again, I keep saying it, we need to position our people for growth. We need to position our people for sustainable growth. We need to put laws in place that ministry is going to be held accountable, that not every minister come and change and put a different situation and continue to deal with our people and got us living these split-flop lives. But that can only happen when you have agreement. So I understand what you're saying, but at this stage in the game, we need one government. We need one government, and I'm not saying, I think the best remedy for St. Maarten at this point in time is the up. However, whichever government it is, we need one. We need one, and you need to give them the opportunity to either propel this country and take it to another level.
Do you feel ministers should be appointed then?
No, ministers should be appointed, and I will tell you what. I believe that it takes a skill. The ministry is like a business, and our country is a business. I mean, we're tourism, a touristic island, and we basically have to market ourselves, and we're competing with some beautiful countries, and so what we need in our ministry as it pertains, for example, to the economic activity and specifically tourism, we need to position people who understands the business of tourism, who understands where we should invest, where we need to invest, and where we need to back up a little bit and leave alone. We need people who understands the reality and the importance of customer service. We need people who understands and have the ability and the network to reach out to a different quality of tourists coming here. We need a different reach. That's what I need. And I do not believe that somebody who has that skill have to be born from St. Maarten, have to be from here. I think that's a skill that you need. I don't care who do it. Once you market my country, and once we have people coming here, and once my people are getting well because among the people that are coming here, and things are going in an upward direction, and we're doing good for the country, I go with that. What's
more relevant? 10-year tax break for foreign investor or tax break for small businesses? What would you say is more important? I think that programs, that's an unfair question, Lester. I think that programs need to be put in place
for our small businesses. I think there should be a forgiveness program as well, in many aspects. A forgiveness program for people who've had businesses in the past and maybe messed up along the way, and it doesn't mean that they are not